Evening peeps, evening, welcome back to the channel. Just seen the We Are Driven intro. We Are Driven team still pushing Archie's journey, still pushing Bradley Lowry Foundation. So get yourselves over to Facebook, click all those like buttons. Get yourselves over to We Are Driven as well. Go get yourself involved, help out where you can, and then get yourselves over to www.justgiving.com/campaign/Archie's journey and go and drop a donation on there if you can, please. Thank you. Oh. That's not what I'm meant to be doing. Oh, it's not uploaded again. Why haven't you uploaded? Oh my god. No, that's the wrong one. Why? That makes me think that the scores haven't uploaded either. Ah! Okay, so no flyer for you lot tonight, unless it's on. I can use that one. I can use that one. So we're live tonight for round 2 of MRC's GTTCC, or the Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship, as it is commonly known. 2 rounds for you tonight. We've got rounds 3 and 4 live from Kyoto Driving Park and Laguna Seca. Half-an-hour races. First race being a one-make race with the Renault Megane, and the second race is a free choice. They can use any car from the GR4 class. I don't think there's any restrictions this year. Not too sure. But it's a free choice for race 2. Tyre wear and fuel depletion is on a little bit. Let me just have a check of these scores to make sure we've... Damn it, haven't got them. You swines. Alright, we'll get into those. But merch still available, people. Stickers and t-shirts. I don't know why it keeps blanking out. It did it to me the other night as well. It keeps blanking out some of my images. T-shirts and stickers still available, people. Hit me up at darksmoker@googlemail.com if you want any of that. Or get hold of me on the Facebook page. Right, into the stream. Let's just... have a quick check on race settings. Damage is on light in these. Tyre wear ×2, fuel depletion ×1. Right, reverse grid for race 2 as well. Let's just have a quick look who we've got in the room. We've got Mocking Weeks, we've got P1 Don, IGTSH Boskov, White Shark C, who is actually White Shark Jim from last season, P1 Obi-Wan, JPH 99, Next Gen Hirokram. Is it Vishko 10, not Visho? Fat Pickles Bro. We've got GT Deli B. We've got Mental Nev. We've got P1 Dylan. GTP Toby. And we've got Manny Afik. Afsik. It's Manny Afik. That's what he is. So they are drivers on track tonight. They've just started qualifying, so let's get ourselves on. We've got all the stuff on. I'm going to have to pull these scores out and read them to you. Like I say, for some reason, the old Streamlabs decided to stop showing some of my images when I upload them. Swine. Come on, screenshots, that's what I want. And I want that one there. Right, so leading the way after rounds 1 and 2 last week is IGTSH Boskov. We're watching right now. He's on 37 points, driving for Team Michelin. Second is Hirokram with 35 points, driving for Team Oliver Racing. Third place is P1 Dylan, driving for Infinity Decals, 30 points. 27 points in fourth for P1 Don, Infinity Decals driver as well, 27 points on board for him. GTP Toby is in 5th, driving for We Are Driven. He's got 21 points. Also on 20 points with him is joint 5th then really is GT Deli B, driving for Team Red Bull, also on 21 points. 2 drivers on 17 points as well. We've got Fat Pickles Bro and P1 Mental Nev, both driving for Team Quick Fit, so they are joint 7th. 2 drivers on 16 points as well, so joint 9th for P1 Obi-Wan and Visho 10, Digital Car Culture and Team Oliver Racing, their teams respectively. 16 points on the board. White Shark C in 11th, driving for Team Samsung with 15 points. Got JPH99 12th, driving for Digital Car Culture with 11 points. And then the last two drivers, both on 10 points. We've got P1 Mocking Weeks 13th, driving for Red Bull on 10 points. And we've got Manny Afik, driving for Team Samsung, also on 10 points. And if we just look at team points, Infinity Decals looks like they're leading the way, getting an average of 12.21 points per race, I think. So that puts them at the top of the leaderboard in terms of teams. Right, that's enough of you, Boskov. Let's go and have a look what everyone else is putting in. I know you're putting in the hottest lap so far. Yes, mate. Yeah, I'm pretty much healed up now. I've just got some scars and some scabbing that I've got to finish off. But all the pain's gone. Little tickly when I sneeze and cough. Usually when I sneeze, but that's pretty much gone now as well. I'm pretty much back up to full strength. Thank you very much. So yes, as you can see, everybody in the Renault Megane for race 1. Some good liveries as well. All the liveries representing the different teams. TOR logo down the side of Hirokram's car. Boskov, forget who you were driving for, Team Samsung, was it? Oh no, there you go, Michelin. Hirokram second then, Dylan third, 225.9. Driving for Infinity Decals there, GT Delhi B driving for Red Bull, 4th position. What time did he have? 226.4, 5th now, sorry. Dylan just creeping in there with a 225. Oh, was it Dylan? Oh no, it was Obi-Wan. Snuck him with a 226.3. He chucks himself into 4th then. So a 15-minute quali. And then into the 2 half-hour races, like I say. Everybody in the pits trying to get on a fresh set of tyres. I'm going to wait till everyone's out before we start going through the pack again. Otherwise it all might get a little bit messy. But Boskov's still leading the way with that 225.7. So race 1's from Kyoto Driving Park. We are using the Yamajiwa and Miyabi circuit. So if you look at the little mini map at the top, where the 2 hairpins almost join together, that's where the circuits separate. You would come down into that first hairpin and carry on up the 2nd hairpin, and that lower half of the track where they're, in fact we'll stay with Boskov. So he's coming down the hill. The other track would almost continue on left there into a left-right chicane, but instead it peels off to the right and onto the Miyabi circuit. So who is actually up front on this track? Let's find you. Okay, Obi-Wan then, if he stays out and doesn't come in for tyres, we'll hang on board with him. Let's see if we can get a bit of a lap going. Is that Hirokram just up front, so we might jump on board with Hirokram if Obi-Wan chucks himself in the pits. I won't go through any kind of course description yet. Alright, final turn then for Obi-Wan. Back onto the start-finish straight. Stay out, stay out, stay out, stay out. You swines! Swines! Hirokram's also coming. Who else have we got coming up towards this final turn? Here we go. Mental Nev then. Let's stick on board with Mental Nev, see if he decides to chuck it in the pits as well. Stay out, Mental. Stay out, Mental. Stay out, Mental. Yes. Right. Okay, here we go then. Start, finish straight. She's got enough time for a full lap. Over the start line then. Down towards turn 1. Long sweeping left-hand turn. Can carry a lot of speed through here. Getting the power back on early on into that corner. Through the S's, running up the hill. Again, almost full tilt through these. Oh, he is. His foot's planted, actually. His Mental Nevs. Over the brow then. Down the hill towards the next long sweeping left-hander. You'll see him trying to run side by side through there, but you've got to allow the space on the exit. Runs it out wide to that curb and then Mental Nev through the little kink right down the hill. And again, this is where the circuits would split. You would peel left to stay on Yamajiwa, but we're peeling right to go onto the Miyabi circuit here. So through that little right-hander into the left-hand, almost hairpin. Plenty of space to run it out wide. Then through the left-right chicane coming here. Absolutely buried his foot in fourth gear. Back up the hill, over the brow, through the next left-hander. Again, very big, wide open corner, this one. Coming down to end the Miyabi circuit. So again, hard on the brakes. This is where the tracks would converge again through here onto the Yamajiwa. Difficult corner, a little bit of a change in tarmac height there as you come through the transition. Can make your car just lose traction a little bit. Shouldn't be too bad in these Renaults. So up the hill then through the right-hand kink towards the hairpin. Hard on the brakes for this. Gets a little bit tighter now, the Yamajiwa circuit. Over the brow, down the hill, through the chicane. A little bit tricky as well. You can carry a lot of speed in, but the second part of it, you've got to back off. Down into third then, easy to run it wide, stick yourself in the barriers there on the way out. Down this final straight then, into this last turn. Again, just got to be careful on when you put the power down coming out of there. You can see a couple of tyre marks on the grass already. Full tilt then down towards the line. What are you going to put in, Mental Nev? So 2:26.6, it's his fastest so far. Right, so 13 minutes into quali. Let's go and have a look who's where. Boscov's gone even quicker, 2:25.4 then. Cements his pole position for now. 0.4 of a second faster than Hirakram, still on that 2:25.8. Dylan in... hey. Dylan was in third, but he's chucked himself in the pits. Deli B, 2:26.1 for him. He also chucks himself in the pits. You boys are messing me up now. So it is Boskov from Hirakram, Dylan in third. His fast lap not showing up now. Obi-Wan 4, 2:26.3. Deli B's back out on track as well. His hot lap not showing up either. So he chucks himself back into fourth then. Obi-Wan fifth. White Shark C in sixth with a 2:26.6. Mental Nev 7th, 2:26.6. We've just been on board with JPH 99. No hot lap on screen from him, but he is only almost 2/10 down from Mental Nev, so that would put him on a 2:26.8-ish. Don even closer, pretty much a 2:28 as well. GTP Toby is 2:26.9. Mocking Weeks. Oh, wheel on the curb. Loses traction and away he goes. 2:27.0 for him. 11th position. Vishko in 12th. 2:27.0 there, just on that last lap 5. Fat Pickles Bro 2:27.1. Have you recovered yet? And Maniafic 14th with a 2:27.3 then. So I don't think anyone's going to get through to start another lap. Hirakram, what have we got? 8 seconds left. Nobody's going to get another lap in there now. So it is going to end like this. It is. They do get to complete this lap, obviously. Positions may change, but we'll just have to wait and see. What have you got? Hirakram holds second. Anybody else making a move? Boscov's not going anywhere, obviously. He's already in pole. Dylan, he's parked up. Deli B still out on track. Obi-Wan parked up. White Shark C still 6th. Still out on track as well, though. Mental Nev holds 7th for now. JPH holds 8th. Don's staying in 9th. Here is everyone else. GTP Toby then in 11th. Mocking Weeks in 12th. Fat Pickles in 13th and Maddie 14th. Just waiting for, who are we waiting for? You, Mr. Deli B. Oh, he's on an out lap, so it's not going to affect any kind of lap times. He's going to hold 4th position then, Deli. That's it then. We should be into race 1 pretty damn quickly. There you go. No messing about. More efficient than the Germans. Or the German. You know what I'm talking about, Mocking. No need for hanging about though. Nobody else left to cross the line. So we're into race 1 then. Half an hour around Kyoto Driving Park, Yamajiwa and Miyabi Circuit. Big wide turn 1 for people to try and make a move. All the revs are up. Can't see the lights unfortunately. I'll just have to wait for him to get off. They're away now. It's a good start from Boskov. Hero Kramdo also gets a good start. Already chucked himself up the inside into turn 1. Can he hold the speed? Can Boskov carry it around the outside? Hero Kram. Ooh, still side by side with Boskov on the exit. Dylan looking to come up the inside as well of Boskov, piling the pressure on. Second place man now. Hero Kram does get through cleanly. Boskov 2nd, Dylan 3rd. Deli B holding 4th, Obi-Wan 5th. White Shark in 6th position. He has got the inside line on Obi. Whether he's able to carry enough speed through there. Oh, he's not. Oh, there's contact. I'm not sure what happened there, but White Shark gets clattered. Loses traction, spins round. Now sitting at the back of the packs early on in the race. Got a little bit of front end damage to deal with, but that will repair itself. A lot of work to do for White Shark now then. Boskov gets himself back through to the start of the front of the race, although Hero Kram comes straight back at him as they join the Miyabi circuit. He takes the lead of the race. Stick with Hero Kram under attack from Boskov and Dylan. Almost up the inside for Boskov. Hero Kram just able to carry the speed round. Down towards the rejoin on the Yamajiwa circuit. And let's get ourselves on with Dylan then. Bumper Cam looking forward at those first 2 drivers, Hero Kram and Boskov. Oh, a little bit fishtaily out of there for Dylan. Loses a tiny bit of time to Boskov. But top 3 already pulling a little gap from the drivers behind us. 2nd just over between themselves and 4th place JPH 99. Dylan losing another 10th. He's still within slipstream range, so he shouldn't lose too much really. Gone for the soft tyre over the super soft. Obviously the super soft would run faster early on in the race, but it'll wear out a lot quicker. Hero Kram then doing everything he can to try and keep Boskov behind him as we just come around to finish lap 1. He's looking to sneak one up the inside, is he? No, he's not. Dylan then 0.7 of a second down. Hero Kram and Boskov starting to pull away from the 3rd place driver. Stretched out already then. Hero Kram leading the way. Boskov 2nd, Dylan 3rd, JPH in 4th, Visho in 5th. What's happened to Deli B? Visho 5th, Don in 6th, Mental Nev 7th, Fat Pickles Bro in 8th. GTP Toby in 9th, Mocking Weeks in 10th. There's Deli B all the way down in 11th. What happened? Was in 4th position. Oh, maybe you and Obi-Wan had a bit of a coming together, because Obi-Wan's all the way down in 12th as well. Manny in 13th. And White Shark trying to close that gap back up, get something back out of this race. We are only 3.5 minutes into this 30-minute, so plenty left on the board to have a go at other drivers. Hirakram and Boskov still bumper to bumper. Dylan is closing that gap back up slowly. And it's all kicking off behind as well. Visho's managed to get himself up into 4th, as has Don. They're side by side as they come round the big corner in Miyabi. JPH pushed down to 6th then. Mental Nev 7th. Fat Pickles just hanging on to that little pack. There's a little bit of a gap behind Fat Pickles back to GTP Toby. Just 1.2 seconds. Closes the gap up through there actually. He's been chased by Mocking Weeks pretty closely. And then yes, bit of a gap back to GT Delhi and Obi-Wan. To say I think these two just having a tiny bit of a coming together. Manny then 5 seconds down. White Shark is definitely closing the gap. Less than a second back now. Looking to regain 13th early on then for White Shark. Hirakram and Boskov still bumper to bumper. If it stays like this, it's going to be an awesome race here tonight. Just about to start lap 3. These three haven't left each other alone. Dylan just putting in fastest lap of the race there, 2:25.1. Gets himself just 0.4 of a second back from these two battling out in front. Still all kicking off behind as well. Don's managed to get himself past Visho into 4th position. We're on board with Don now, looking back at Visho. Mental Nev as well. Oh no, sorry, I thought Mental Never got through, but he's not. JPH holds on to 6 at the minute. Can Don do anything to break the toe from these drivers? Can he close up on the drivers in front? 3.3 seconds down from the top 3 at the minute. He's got these boys to worry about as he heads down the hill onto Miyabi. Mental Nev chucks one up the inside of JPH. JPH leaving the door far too wide open there. He might be able to hold it into the next left-hander coming into Miyabi. He does just hold it. Mental Nev has to relinquish that place back, then drops himself back into 7th. Boskov back out front then. Hirakram 2nd, Dylan 3rd. Right back in the fight now. Absolutely nothing in it between these three. Just chucking themselves out of the way. Oh, Hirakram almost going a little bit wide there. Dylan thought about chucking one up the inside. Boskov pulls 0.3 of a second. That's not enough for him to get away. Closing up under braking again, these two. Just coming around to end lap 3 then. Still bumper to bumper between the top 3. Everybody getting through that final chicane wrong. There's the next pack just following them through that chicane there in the background. Everybody going a bit squirrely through the final turn, but keeping in check with each other. A big old gap then between themselves and 3rd place. Don's now 3.7 seconds down, still under pressure from Visho. Mental Nev, a little bit of a gap back then to Fat Pickles and JPH 99, who's now been pushed down to 8th place. Losing another couple of positions there then, JPH. GTP Toby only a second back as well. Dragging Mocking Weeks with him. Weeks with the inside of the line here. Has he got it? As chucks one up the inside of GTP Toby. Gets himself into 9th. Toby might be able to chuck one back here if he's close enough. Depends how defensive Mocking Weeks goes. He's making GTP Toby run around the outside as they come down onto this Miyabi circuit. If he can run it next to him, he can hold the line into the next hairpin. And that's exactly what he's done. Himself back through into 9th then, GTP Toby. Nice bit of driving. Just lining Mocking Weeks up from a couple of corners before that. Still nothing in it between these three. Look, having a completely different race to everyone else. Tyres looking a little worse for wear on Boscov's car compared to Hirakram and Dylan. Their tyres looking a little bit better than Hirakram's, than Boscov's at the minute. If you're wondering what IGTSH stands for, it's Independent GT Sport Hungary is what it is. So Dylan's still holding fourth then. Visho and Mental Nev, almost a similar situation to first, second and third here, bumper to bumper. And then behind we've got another one, JPH, Fat Pickles Bro, GTP Toby and Mocking Weeks, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th here. GT Deli B in 11th, trying to close the gap up. Managed to make a bit of a break from Obi-Wan as well, that gap up to 2 seconds. There's White Shark just in the background. He's managed to get himself past Manny. He's 4.4 seconds down from Obi-Wan. Oof. A little bit wide on the exit that turn. Just dipped a wheel on the grass, but kept it in a straight line. Actually taking a little bit of time out of Obi-Wan through there. Right, back up front, still kicking off between these three. Moskov punching a hole through the air for these two. Consistent laps from these boys, 225, 225, 225 for Hirakram, 25, 25, 25 for Boskov. Yeah, same again for Dylan. Dylan actually putting in purple sectors there. Boskov's retaken fastest lap of the race so far with a 225.0. White Shark's left the room. Was White Shark left the room? No. Not sure what's happened there. So slight changes in this pack behind. Dom's still up front. Mental Nev's through to 5th though. Visho now 6th. Vishko. JPH 7th. He's made a position back up. Mocking Weeks is through to 8th though. He's managed to chop his way through. He's got himself past GTP Toby. Deli B also on the back end of this fight as well. Holding 10th. Fat Pickles Bro in 11th then. Lost a bit of time somewhere. Obi-Wan 12th. Unfortunately, we've lost White Shark C, so that puts Manny now in 13th. 6 seconds down from the pack though at the minute. So back out front, Boskov still leading from Hirakram, who's leading from Dylan. Dylan retaking that fastest lap, a 2:24.9 then. Six laps in, and these three have not left each other alone at all. To 135R. They are just rolling round as one big red blob on the screen at the minute. They're so close. Sliding into that turn as Boskov loses the tail on the way out as well, but holds it in front of Hirakram. These mid-rear engined cars can be a little bit tricky. We've seen one or two drivers get it backwards when they dip a wheel on the grass, but fast when you keep them on the tarmac. Hirakram then all over the back end of Boskov still. And tyres just still looking a little bit worse for wear on Boskov's car than they are on Hirakram's. Dylan's tyres looking a little bit worn as well now. pretty much identical on fuel, or with damn near half a tank. So almost halfway through race 1 then. Boskov leading from Hirakram, Dylan in 3rd. Don still leading the next pack, holding that 4th position. Mental Nev 5th, Vishko in 6th. Oh, it's all swapped over here as well. GTP Toby back out front. GT Deli B getting himself through. So GTP Toby in 7th, Deli B in 8th. JPH in 9th. Mocking Weeks 10th now. Fat Pickles on his tail for 11th. Obi-Wan closing up on this pack as well, only 1.3 down. Oh, he picks himself up with a penalty there though, going a little bit tight through the chicane. Manny still 6.2 back in 13th. Still bumper to bumper, these three. Great bit of racing. Nobody been punted off circuit. Nobody's clattered into anybody else. Let's get ourselves on board for let's have a bit of this view for a minute. Kind of see what's going on slightly better. So they all know their braking points down here. This is where one of them fires the next man off, isn't it? Eh? Commentators curse and all that. So onto this Miyabi circuit through the left-hander. This is the kind of driving we want to see. Close, fast racing. Not quite been any door banging yet. There's been a couple of attempts, but I think they're quite happy to let Boskov lead the way at the minute. And they've pulled a horrendous gap over the next driver. P1 Don is a full 9 seconds back in 4th. Oh, a little bit of glitching there from Boskov. Hopefully that doesn't affect anyone else's race. Can be a bit tricky to go for an overtake when a car's jinking left and right. Clean racing here, nobody making contact. I'd have put somebody in the wall by now accidentally, or myself. Just 0.6 of a second between the top 3 then. Oh, a little bit of a gap's developed. I'm sure that'll be fine. Dylan can manage that, no problem. He says, as it just slowly extends a little bit, it should be able to close down. Still within slipstream range. Closes back up a little bit through the S's. Fall out of this fight, Dylan. It's been good so far. So 10 seconds back now for P1 Don in 4th. Still under pressure from Mental Nev and Vishko. Toby holding that 7th. Deli B holding 8th. Mocking Weeks back through to 9th. That puts JPH down another position in 10th. Fat Pickles is slowly closing his way back up on this fight. Well within slipstream range of JPH, that's for sure. Obi-Wan the same. Oh, he's just 1.8 seconds down actually. But he is closing the gap up. There's Manny just coming onto the Miyabi circuit there. So holding that 6-second gap, but unable to close up unfortunately. And yes, we've lost White Shark C from race 1. Whether he's back for race 2, I don't know. Hirakram then sneaks his way up front. Not sure whether that was a little mistake from Boskov that's allowed him through, or whether he's just made the move. But he's up front nonetheless. Boskov then 2nd. Dylan still only 0.3 of a second back, just holding that 3rd. Fastest lap of the race still as well for Dylan, 2:24.9. Real good battle between these two. Just over 10 minutes remaining then. We'll see them about 4 laps. Maybe 5. So when are we going to see somebody make it or try and make a move? G Marge, evening brother, how you doing? Just on board with P1 Dylan, been hunting down Boskov and Hirakram all race. I say hunting them down, he's all 3 of these have been neck and neck. Boskov's led the way for most of it, but Hirakram's had a spell or 2 up front. He's got himself up front for this lap at least. Absolutely nothing in it between these two, and still there's absolutely nothing in it here as well. Don, Mental Nev and Vishko still battling it out for 4th, 5th and 6th. That's still pretty tight here as well. Deli B through to 7th then. He's got himself past GTP Toby into 7th, GTP Toby in 8th then, Mocking Weeks in 9th. Pulled a bit of a gap from JPH and Fat Pickles Bro in 10th and 11th. Whoa, there's the tail end of that. McGann getting a little bit loose. Holding 7th. Not bad, was in 11th at one point. 10th or 11th, I think, Deli B. And a fair way back with Obi-Wan after coming together early on in this race. 4.9 seconds down from Visho though, so probably no chance of getting that time back on those drivers in front. Yeah, they're a long way down the track. So Deli in 7th, Toby 8th, Mockin 9th, JPH 10th, Fat Pickles in 11th, Obi-Wan still just 1.92 seconds down in 12th. And he just loses a second, down to 7 seconds the gap. Back up front, still kicking off here. Still kicking off here. We've got 3 good fights happening. 4 really, if you include the JPH and Fat Pickles fight behind. Eight minutes remaining then, coming on to start lap 10. Plenty of fuel on for everybody, tyres all starting to show very similar amounts of wear. Hirakram's still looking a little bit better than everyone else's. It's not benefited him so far, he's not been able to pull away from these boys. Oh, went for a move up the inside then, Boskov didn't quite work. Hirakram closes that gap straight off. Great big gap back to 3rd now, 13.5 seconds almost back to Don. He's pulled a tiny bit of a gap from Mental Nev under pressure from Visho for 5th. Maybe a little bit far back as they come into Miyabi. Deli B holding that 7th then from Toby at the minute. They've made a little bit of a break between themselves and Mockin in 9th, just almost a second, but Mockin might be able to close that back up. JPH just 0.7 of a second back as well. Apologies, 1.7 seconds back. Fat Pickles just 0.4 of a second back. Obi-Wan now just a second back from those two. Manny unfortunately losing another second, 8.1 down. Which fight do we watch? Mental Nev looking down the outside of P1 Don as we rejoin Yamajiwa. He's not able to hold the speed through there, so Don continues to hold 4th. Mental Nev 5th, Vishko in 10th, 6th, Visho 10, that's why. Again, Deli B and Toby just pulled that gap over Mockin. That gap up to 1.3 seconds now. Almost 2 seconds over JPH in 10th. Fat Pickles right on his rear bumper. Obi-Wan now just 0.8 of a second down, 0.7 of a second down. Getting himself right involved at the end here then. So I'm going to stick with this fight. These three, I've been at it since the start of the race. Those three still at it as well for 4th, 5th and 6th. Can Hirakram hold on to this lead for the next 5 minutes? He's having to go... Oh, he's not going defensive, sorry, it's a different corner. Again, Boskov looks to take a slightly tighter line through there. Doesn't help him out. These boys are going to be loving this. Bumper to bumper, neck and neck, as they have been for pretty much a full 25 minutes. It will be 30 minutes by the end of the race. Four and a half minutes remaining then. Hirakram still leading. 225s consistently for Boskov. 225s consistently for Hirakram as well. What's Dylan done? Yeah. Apart from that 224.9 he's put in, the sneaky. So back to this next fight for 4th then. Dom still holding it from mental just. Visho still... It's going to take the tiniest of mistakes from somebody. Deli B and Toby still neck and neck. Managed to pull more time over Mockin, that gap almost 2 seconds. He's still pulling time over JPH though. JPH coming under pressure from Obi-Wan and Fat Pickles. Trying to run around the outside here. Obi not quite going to work there, but he's put himself right under the rear wing of JPH's car. Side by side as they run up the hill. Can he hold the advantage into the hairpin? Yes, he does. Makes up a position then. Obi-Wan up into 10th. He's made up 2 positions. He was behind Fat Pickles Bro as well, wasn't he? 2 positions then from 12th to 10th then for Obi. Oh, JPH running a bit wide there. Keeps it pointing in a straight line, luckily. And he pulled a bit of time back, but still 8 seconds down in 13th. Does put him on the front row of the grid for race 2. Hirakram, Boskov and Dylan almost 3 deep as they come through the long sweeping left-hander. Boskov gets himself through. So they're going to have one more lap after this. It's a great big fight to the line here for 3rd. Boskov going defensive. Hirakram's going to try and run him around the outside as they enter Miyabi. Can he hold the speed? Oh, Boskov's lost the back end a little bit. That's given Hirakram a look down the inside. Can carry the power. Oh, Boskov running a little bit wide there as well. Oh, Hirakram through to take 1st again then. Now Dylan looking dangerous all over the back of Boskov. It's all getting a bit heated now as it's coming to the end of the race. They're all pushing as hard as they can to try and make the moves. Oh, Dylan, wow, on the grass, but holds it straight. Boskov looking for a space to try and make a move on Hirakram. Has he left the door wide open for Dylan to come through? Dylan's got his nose up the inside there, but Boskov holds the advantage into the next turn. Absolutely nothing in it here. Boskov again looking to run around the outside at the hairpin. Hirakram holds the inside line. Boskov chops off any attack by P1 Dylan. Doesn't allow the door to stay open as Hirakram goes through. On board with Hirakram, looking back at the 2 attacking drivers of Boskov and Dylan. So a minute left on the clock. Coming around this final turn then. Cross the line to start their final lap of the race. Can Hirakram do it? Can Boskov or Dylan make a last final attack here? Whoa, almost leaving the door open there. Did Hirakram? Boskov thought about chucking one up the inside again. Now then, he does like to chuck one up the inside at this long left-hander coming up. So he's closing up on Hirakram again. Hirakram goes defensive this time though. He's wise to that attack. Now Boskov's next to him. He can start pushing him out towards... Oh, Boskov just outbrakes him. Almost himself. Hirakram coming back. Oh, he's had to back off the throttle as well. Dylan might come through. Oh, little mistake from Boskov's. Dropped him a position. Dylan then just taking that advantage, using it. Gets himself into second, right behind Hirakram. Almost thought about making a move. Boskov chucks one back up the inside of Dylan though. Can Dylan now carry the speed through? Yes, he does. Even I'm getting a bit sweaty. So into this final lap then, Hirakram pulled a little bit of a gap, 0.5 of a second over Dylan. Dylan's got to go massively defensive for another half a lap here to hold on to this second from Boskov. Holds it over to that inside line. Boskov not able to chuck one up the inside here then. Or does he? Oh, a little bit of contact. Dylan's going to hold it through here though. Gap's just stretching out now. It did get a little bit heated at the end there then. So Hirakram now 0.7 of a second lead as they come into this hairpin for this final time. Loses a bit of time to Dylan there, but Dylan pulls a tiny bit of time from Boskov. One more turn to go then for Hirakram. Keeps it out of the grass on the exit, as does Dylan. Oh, Boskov kicks up some dust there. No threat from behind at the minute. Boskov. Can Boskov make a move on Dylan down this start-finish straight using the toe? Hirakram's going to take the win. And that's how it finishes. So Hirakram takes the win. Dylan second. Boskov third. Don is going to come home in fourth. Is he? Again, might be another drag race to the line here if somebody decides to go for a bit of a manoeuvre. I don't think they're close enough. So Don's going to take fourth then. Mentalnev takes fifth. Vishko takes sixth. GTP Toby takes seventh. Deli B eighth. Unfortunately, losing a position there. Mocking Weeks takes ninth. Fat Pickles comes through for 10th. JPH 11th. Apologies. Oh no, what happened to Obi-Wan? Manny takes 12th. Obi, unfortunately... Oh, he's on the super softs. I think his tyres have let him down. Obi's going to come home in the final position then, 13th for him. But some fantastic racing in that one. 3 real good battles kicking off for the majority of that race. Hirakram, Dylan and Boskov fight was one to remember, that's for sure. Half an hour of neck and neck like that. God blimey. I'd be having some kind of anxiety attack. Leave me alone. Yeah, well played, Hirakram. A real good battle between you three. See what they say in the chat. I'm sure it's all good. Oh, Boskov just saying a little sorry to Dylan after that tap, I believe, into the transition between Miyabi and Kyoto. Wasn't deliberate, that's for sure. Yeah, so Obi-Wan did accidentally take out GT Deli B as well then. Yeah, there you go. Dylan just saying, no problem, mate, no problem. It was the slightest tap, no issues at all. But yes, I can imagine they need a little bit of a break after that. I'm grateful for a break after that. Sean, what are you saying? Great race. Second race is going to be interesting. Yes, it is. Reverse grid. Free choice of car as well. There's a good variety in this league. So we jump into Race 2 settings at Laguna Seca. Same settings, but reverse grid. So I thought they're going to give them at least 5 minutes break. Oh, there you go. Just been told we're going again at 2200, so 9 minutes. Gives me time to go for my little commercial break. Almost like the real thing, that, isn't it? Anybody else got any adverts they want me to play? Let me know. I want free stuff though, alright? Garden insert, I want a free garden. A whole free garden. Stuff like that. Fences, I'll have a fence. I've got new fences all round, but I'll have an extra one. I'll have a spare fence just laying around in case I need one. Yeah, some real good racing in that one. Laguna Seca, completely different circuit. Plenty of sand to be getting chucked off on here. Wait till the driver's coming around near the start finish straight. We'll jump ourselves on board. Who's that just leaving? In fact, we'll get ourselves on with them. So we're on board with Boskov then for his second car choice of the McLaren. Comes out of the pits, misses out the Andretti hairpin, straight into turn 2. Great big right-hander. Oh, into the sand he goes. Through the next right-hander. Let's get ourselves on board. I forget what this one's called. I want to call it Worth, but I don't think it is. Turn 4 is what this one is now. Up the hill then. Tricky little turn this one. Just have to back off the throttle as you run through here so not to run it out wide. Then up the hill towards the famous corkscrew. Again, you may see one or two drivers getting it a little bit wrong here, especially early on in the race when they're all vying for position. Just got to be careful on the exit that you don't allow the rear end to spin up. Through the sweeping left then, down towards this next almost 90 right. The finish elbow right at the end here. Again, tricky turn. It's not as wide as you think it is when you come around here, and there's a great big sand pit on the exit. Almost into it then for Boskov. We'll stick with him just as he heads down through the start finish straight over the brow of the hill down towards turn 1, as well as he missed those out on the pit exit road. So down to the Andretti hairpin. Hard on the brakes for this one. Almost it is a double apex turn really. You see one or two positions get lost there as well. Back out tail end of that McLaren. Not liking this circuit. I go a lap on board. Oh no. It wasn't his tyres that let him go. It wasn't Obi-Wan's tyres that let him go at the end of the race. Billy Miller. Evening, brother. Welcome back. Yeah, it wasn't Obi-Wan's tyres that let go at the end of the race. His TV turned off. I've had it myself. Yeah, full panic mode, trying to reach for remotes and stuff like that while not knowing whether to pause the game, chuck it in the bin, fling your PlayStation out the window. Yeah. I laugh because I can relate, that's why. Yeah, Mark was pretty good in race 1. If you're wondering who Mark is, that's Hirokram. Ooh, someone getting it a little bit wide through there, through turn 5. Let's hope race 2 is as entertaining as race 1. I was getting worried for those 3. I thought at some point there's going to be someone's going to brake too early or outbrake themselves, and all 3 of them are going to get fired off. And but nope, the one tiny little bumper bang between Boskov and Dylan. All good in the hood with that between them, so no issues. I hope that Obi-Wan is going through his TV settings right now, going sleep mode off. I've also had my TV decide it wants to update itself halfway through a race as well. That was the end of that race. Yeah, Toby, don't be driving the flipping Renault again, you cheat. Let's just see what cars we have got. So we've got a couple of Ferraris, a couple of 650S McLarens. We've got the Hyundai Genesis, Toyota Supra, Renault Megane. I've got Toyota GT86. Yeah. Fair few Italias, 458 Ferraris. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Not all drivers in their second car yet. Toby being one of those. Oh no, he is now, he's in the Supra. Drivers out on track then, just getting warmed up for race 2, figuring out their braking points for corners, etc. Yeah, he was good last week as well, Billy. Won race 1 by a fair margin, I think, if I remember rightly. And starting from the back of the pack, I think he ended up coming home in 3rd or 4th or maybe 5th, but still, it was a good old fight for him to get through. He's leading the championship at the minute after week 1. Obviously, he'll be putting good points on the board tonight for race 1 as well. Hirokram is closest rival. I think they'll be joint on points now. I don't know. Obi-Wan is okay racing Tanso. Well, he's been doing all right in the P1 leagues, and he did qualify. He did qualify in 4th or 5th, I think, in this one. He's having a good battle with GT Delhi B for 4th. I think they were in 4th and 5th. Had a little bit of a coming together, and unfortunately ended up 10th and 11th. GT Delhi B managed to battle his way through, make a couple of positions up. Unfortunately, as we saw, Obi-Wan having some issues. Right, race 2, here we go. So it's going to be Obi-Wan on pole position. Yeah, I'm alright now, Billy. I was just saying earlier that just some scarring and some, the stitches, the itchy stitching and stuff like that. That's all I've got. No more stomach pains, really. Okay, maybe if I press where I shouldn't, it hurts a little bit. When I sneeze, it hurts a little bit. But yeah, pretty much done and dusted with it now. That's not a good view, PlayStation. That's not great either. Come on, give me a different view. Come on. No, you swine. There we go. Right, they are away. Not the best of starts from Manny. Obi-Wan gets a good start. JPH gets a great start, though, in the Hyundai. Looking to run around the outside of Obi-Wan, who's already gone defensive into turn 1. Can he hold the position? JPH running him around the side. Oh, he's got Manny up the inside as well. 3 wide as they head down towards turn 2. Manny gets himself through but sticks it on the sand. Obi-Wan goes back through to take the lead of the race then. Whereas Manny ended up only in 3rd, JPH 2nd, then Manny 3rd after his off-track action. GT Delhi B into 4th position, Toby 5th. Boskov in, which position is he in? Got Mocking Weeks now in 7th, Boskov 8th. Don in 9th, Mental Nev in 10th. Positions chopping and changing here all over the place. Dylan losing all sorts of positions back down to the back of the pack. I'm going to have to go back through that order because it's all chopped and changed since the start of the lap. Obi-Wan though starting to pull time already, 1.5 second lead over Manny. Ferrari looking good for Manny as well for Team Samsung. JPH having to go defensive just to under attack. Hirakram already up to 4th, you maniac. Sorry, 5th. 4th. Come on. Come on. Who's going to win out here? The real good fight happening. Hirakram 4th. GTP Toby trying to run around the outside. JPH just in the background losing a penalty, trying to hang on to this fight. Delhi B as well looking for the move, not quite able to get through. Being chased by Boskov. Oh, looks like he might have been nudged off by Boskov there. Sure whether he ran himself wide, but it did look like Boskov was close enough. Yeah, Delhi B's left the room. He's not happy with that at all. So yeah, I think Boskov just outbraked himself and punted Delhi B, or not outbraked himself, but accelerated a little bit too early and just nudged Delhi B onto the sand, pushed him out wide. Again there, just nudging, 2 drivers off track, JPH and Don. What is happening here in race 2? All sorts of incidents happening. Dylan's already back through to 9th position after ending up at the back of the pack. Wow. So Obi-Wan then continues to pull time from Manny, 2.2 second the lead at the minute. Manny under pressure though, he's got Hirakram and Toby. Hirakram actually getting himself past Toby there. And getting himself past Manny here. Inside line into Andretti, holds the inside line as well. Toby looks to chuck himself up the inside of Manny there as well. Gets the position into 3rd then. Manny tries to come back at him through turn 2, but tricky place to do it. Holds 4th at the minute, 1.6 seconds then back to 5th place Boskov. Boskov now having a little bit of a race of his own. He's got a bit of time in front of him. He's about a second behind to Mental Nev as well. So Dylan moving up a couple more positions into 7th. Let's try and gain more points from this race as well. V-Show all over the back end of him though as they head up the hill towards the corkscrew. Goes a little bit defensive on the run up into that, does Dylan. Carrying a lot of speed through there then, Dylan and V-Show. Vishko. Fat Pickles in 9th. What are you driving? Oh, you're in the Renault, is that Clio? Is that another? Oh, it is the Megane. Different Megane though from last race. Holding 9th then, Mocking Weeks 10th, JPH 11th, Don in 12th. Obi-Wan then still holding 2.7 seconds leads from Toby. Toby's got himself past Hirakram. And he's still holding that 4th position. Boskov closing up pretty quickly though, just 0.3 of a second down. That is a great camera angle. Hirakram then 1.5 seconds back from, oh, he kicks that big sausage curb up there, loses a bit of traction, puts himself under pressure from Boskov, who's now got past Manny. almost 2 seconds between Toby and Hirakram now. Yeah, just 0.7 of a second between himself and Boskov. Manny in 5th, Mendelnev 6th, Dylan 7th. He'll want to get himself involved in that fight as well between Boskov and Hirakram when he can catch up. So Visho 8th, Fat Pickles 9th, a little bit of a gap back then to JPH in 10th, 2 seconds. Gone through to 11th, Mocking Weeks now 12th. Obi-Wan losing a tiny bit of time there, gap down to 1.9 seconds between himself and Toby. Takes another 0.2 out, 1.7 seconds. Pull it a little bit more time from Hirakram as well. Kicks up the dirt then, Hirakram. IGTSH Boskov might be able to close up a little bit more through there. So Obi up front, now the gap down to 1.4 seconds. Into the corkscrew then, cleanly through there. Let's get ourselves on board. Having a look back at that gap between himself and Toby, down to 1.1 seconds now. Hirakram and Boskov just in the background there. Oh, had to back off the throttle there, Obi. That's cost him another couple of tenths on this run up the start-finish straight. Gap at 0.8. Again, oh, massively wide through there. Going for the second apex though. Toby all over the back end of him now. Having to go defensive into these turns. Toby looking to come up the inside here. Has he managed to get his nose up? Almost, plenty of room given. Toby's just had to back off through there though. Heading down towards turn 4. Not able to go for a move up there. Might be able to carry the speed through, run it past him up the hill. Thinks about it, backs off through here. Tries to carry the speed on the run up to the corkscrew. Looking to come up the inside again. Nowhere for him to go though. A little bit drifty through there for Obi-Wan. This might cost him here. Toby's got the inside of the line into this next turn. Side by side through there. But Obi-Wan's going to hold the line into this next turn, which gives him the advantage again, back into first. All the time, Hirakram and Boskov are closing up on this fight. Now, Toby. Can he carry the speed down the start-finish straight? No, he can't. McLaren's still a little bit too quick for him. Boskov getting some shouts out. He's in 4th. Hirakram almost chucks one up the inside of Toby there. Not quite able to do it, but Toby carries the speed through. Oh, a little bit of contact. Pushes Obi-Wan a tiny bit wide. That allows Hirakram to go 3 wide through there. Maniacs. Hirakram through to P1 then. Toby still in 2nd. Fortunately, Obi-Wan coming out the worst from that fight. He's now down in 3rd position. It's a little bit bumpy, a little bit bargy from Toby through turn 1. Boskov just in the background, 0.6 of a second. Driving the McLaren as well as Obi-Wan. Running up to the corkscrew again then. Hirakram leading over Toby. Obi-Wan 3rd, Boskov 4th. Top 4 pulled a great big gap now from 5th. Almost wide there for Boskov. Oh, a bit drifty on the way in as well. Almost outbraked himself. Closes up again on Obi-Wan through this final turn. Oh, Obi-Wan's dipped a wheel on the sand now as well. Boskov's going to be able to carry the speed through and take this position off him. he is. Through into third then. Doesn't outbrake himself into the Andretti hairpin. And in front, Hirakram and Toby are bumper to bumper. Just wait for Boskov to get back involved in this fight as well. So Hirakram leading from Toby then. Boskov just getting himself through into third, getting past P1 Obi-Wan after a slight mistake through the final turn. Dylan through into fifth, so he can now start piling the pressure on Obi as well. He is 2.6 seconds down, but he's pulled a bit of time over Mental Nev in sixth, 1.4 seconds, so under no threat from behind at the minute. Mental Nev in sixth, still dragging Visho with him. Oh, but Manny in eighth. Who's going to win out here? Manny's just got the inside line, but I think Visho's carrying the speed. Visho goes through then, Manny eighth. Fat Pickles in 9th, Don in 10th, Mockin in 11th, JPH now in 12th. Hot on the tail of Mockin Weeks though. Hirakram and Toby still bumper to bumper. Let's get some bumper cam going. Billy. Night, mate. Have a good evening. I'm assuming you're just going to carry on drinking now, are you? Is it Voddy night, Guinness night? What is it? Rum? What have you found in the cupboards tonight? What's somebody dropped at your door tonight, Billy? Hirakram still leads from Toby then. Whoa! Very close as they run up the hill. Not close enough to make a move. Again, Hirakram just keeping that power on. Nowhere for Toby to go at the minute. Hirakram holds the defensive line into the corkscrew. Boskov is slowly catching up with these two. Obi-Wan holding his own at the minute in fourth. Oh, Toby all over the back end of Hirakram. He's had to go a little bit, take some avoiding action as not to take out Hirakram on the break into the final turn. Hirakram going massively defensive again as they head down towards turn one. Toby now looking to run around the outside at turn one. Can he carry it through? No, Hirakram's back through. So Boskov in third still then, Obi-Wan fourth, Dylan slowly catching up with him. Still 2.7 second gap. Again, pulling a little bit more time from sixth place Mental Nev, that gap at 2.1 seconds. He's been having a fight with Visho for the last few laps. Both in the GT86, so it's going to be all about the driver. Mental Nev having to just go defensive from the attacks of Visho through turn four. Oh, he might be able to get the run up the hill. No, he doesn't. Mental Nev holds on to it for now. Manny trying to hang on to the back of these two as well in eighth. Ninth for Don in the Ferrari. Mockin Weeks in 10th, also in the Ferrari. JPH in 11th in the Hyundai. Fat Pickles bro now at the back of the pack in 12th. What have you done to yourself? Ah, you've been in the pits for a set of tyres, have you? Fresh set of racing super softs on board for Fat Pickles. Let's see if you can make those work for him. Unfortunately, he's 26 seconds down from JPH in 11th. Hirakram then just able to pull out half a second lead over Toby at the front. Toby still holding 1.2 over Boskov. Obi-Wan still 1.6 seconds down. Dylan's managed to pull a couple of tenths back on him though. So just at the halfway point in race 2. Starting to stretch out at the front then. Hirakram starting to pull away a little bit. 1.4 seconds lead he's got over Toby. Toby must have made a bit of mistake, because that's brought Boskov right into the slipstream range. Just 0.6 of a second back now. Obi-Wan still holding fourth. Dylan losing a bit of time to him again. Not quite able to close the gap up as much as he wants then, Dylan. Still at 2.3 seconds. Mental Nev then managed to make a break. Oh, what's happened to V-Show? V-Show, no. Oh, Manny and V-Show, I think, have had a little bit of a tangle into the corkscrew. V-Show pushed down to 8th then. Was having a good fight with Mental Nev, but unfortunately, Don's got through to take that place. V-Show comes back on track to take 8th. Manny relinquishes the position after causing in the incident, so he holds 9th. Mocking Weeks just 3 seconds down in 10th, and JPH all over his back end for 11th. Fat Pickles on that fresh set of tyres, unfortunately, picks himself up a penalty and has only actually gained half a second so far on that fresh set of tyres. Hirokram, in the meantime, has decided to actually use all of the car's power and is now 2.5 seconds up the road. Boskov gets himself past Toby. Maybe another little mistake from Toby's allowed Boskov through then. Almost gets a bit squirrely through turn 5. Dips a wheel on the sand, then trying to hold on to the tail end of Boskov. Obi-Wan then 1.2 seconds down, 1.1 seconds down, closing in. Dylan still 2.4 back in 5th. Mental Nev out on his own then, 4 seconds in front to Dylan, 2.6 seconds down to 7th place Don. V-Show in 8th then, after they're coming together with Manny in 9th. Mocking in 10th. Also making a little bit more time up on JPH. Fat Pickles is just starting to make a dent into JPH's time. Maybe not as quick as he'd want. Still 24.5 seconds down. Hirokram then pulls another 0.2 over Boskov, gap at 2.6. Toby holding 3rd, but again just losing a bit more time to Hirokram, to Boskov. 1.5 seconds the gap there. Obi-Wan's dropped a bit of time. That's brought Dylan in touch with him. Maybe a mistake setting in for Obi. So Dylan just 0.9 of a second down. 0.8 of a second down as he closes up, heading towards the corkscrew. Still holding that 4th though. Wheel on the sand there. Slowed him down enough to bring Dylan within half a second by the time they come onto this final turn. Can Dylan use the slipstream down here? 0.4 of a second down. The McLaren's got a fair bit of pull on it though. He's not able to use the slipstream to full effect down here. 8.2 seconds down from race leader at the minute is Dylan. All over the back end of that 4th place driver though. Trying to close up on GTP Toby at the same time as race each other, these two. There is Toby and Boskov just going through turn 4. Dylan again closing up on Obi in front. 0.2 of a second as they run up the hill. Oh, Obi's run wide, he's on the sand. Loses that position to Dylan then. Holds on to 5th for now. He's got to hope his tyres are clean before he comes onto the corkscrew here, not lose it on the way out. Unfortunately, that little mistake costing him a position, costing him a bit of time as well. Dylan already a second in front of him. Unfortunately, he's now 3.9 seconds away from Toby. 9 seconds back from race leader. Hirakram then continuing to pull time. A 4-second lead he's got over Boskov. 9 minutes remaining to this race. And Toby still hanging on in there, just 1.3 seconds back. Maybe just waiting for a little mistake from Boskov. Dylan then through to 4th, but 3.9 seconds down from 3rd place Toby. Just under 9 minutes to do anything about it. Don't think he's going to be able to gain any more positions. Not without a mistake from somebody at least. So Obi-Wan holding 5th then. Now got 4.4 seconds back to Mental Nev in 6th. Dom just 2 seconds down from him now though, starting to close that gap up. Vishko in 8th. Again, having a bit of a lonely race at the minute. He's got 3 seconds in front of Dom. 3.5 seconds back to Manny in 9th. Mockin in 10th. Oh, is that JPH almost getting it wrong? I heard some tyres squealing, but JPH 1.9 down from Mockin. Unfortunately, the fresh tyres not doing Fat Pickles Bro any good at all here. He's picked up penalty and he's still 24 seconds down, unfortunately. The front wheel drive car not quite keeping up with these mid rears or these rear wheel drives. Hirakram pulling another second then. He's got it almost up to 5 seconds. Boskov is coming under increased pressure from Toby. Just 1.1 seconds the gap. Dylan has took 0.4 of a second out of Toby as well. Slight, second gap then between second and third now. Minutes remaining. Can Toby close the gap up enough to start piling the pressure? Whoa! IGTSH Boskov. Hard on the brakes. The car got a bit squirrely on the way in, got a bit squirrely on the way out as well. That's allowed Toby to close the gap down from a second down to 0.6 as they come up towards this final turn. Both drivers dipping a wheel on that sand there. Got to be careful. Got to be careful of that great big curve as well. So just 0.7 of a second in it. Toby well within slipstream range now. Both drivers pulling time from Dylan. 4.3 seconds that gap. Again, that McLaren quick in a straight line. Again, Boskov dips a wheel on that sand. Still 0.6 of a second in it between these two. Oh, Toby dips a wheel on the sand. Hirakram now probably 5.5 seconds up the road. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, 5.4. I wasn't far off, was I? Get ourselves back on with Toby as he's on the hunt for this second place. Oh, gets a little bit loose through there, pushes him out wide. Still keeps it within 0.6 of a second though. Again, you just see IGTSH Boskov's car get a bit sideways on the run into the corkscrew. Gap down to 0.5 of a second. Boskov doing a good job to defend at the minute. Toby closes up again. Gets a decent drive out of this final turn. Gap still at half a second. Again, that McLaren just got a bit of power, starts pulling away again. Please show the battle for first. There is no battle for first, look. There's the battle for first. Hirakram, 5.5 seconds up the road. That's the battle for first. This is the battle here for second between your man Boskov and Still just 0.6 of a second in it. A couple of little battles happening behind as well. Let's just jump back to that. So Mental Nev under pressure from Don here, just half a second between them. Don's got a little bit of a penalty to lose. But I want to keep my eye on this. 4 minutes remaining. Toby still hunting down that second position off of Boskov. 0.3 of a second in it as they come up towards the corkscrew. On board with Toby then. Looking at the rear end of Boskov's McLaren. Gets a good drive out of there as well, all over the back end of the Hungarian driver into this final turn. Again, we know the McLaren's fast in a straight line. Toby a lot closer this time though. Again, the McLaren just pulls away. Gives himself enough breathing room so as not to get lunged out into turn one. Again, Toby has to take avoiding action. Not too dramatic. Loses a tiny bit of time to Boskov through there. The gap's still at half a second. Oh, and that's it. That's it. Done. He's dipped the wheel on the grass for on the sand once too many times. Lost the rear end of it, and now Boskov just disappearing up the road. Oh, he's 2.2 seconds the gap. 2.3 seconds the gap then. Now he's got to start worrying about Dylan behind. Not quite. He's still 3 seconds down. There he is. He's only going to take another mistake like that, and Dylan could be on him. Just keeps it on track through there. So, Hirakram leads 6.3 seconds now from Boskov. I think Boskov's a little bit too far back to make any kind of move for that top spot. Still good points on the board for him. Second place in race 1, second place in race 2. Unfortunately, Hirakram has got first in both races, so he gains the most points tonight. So just 2 minutes remaining. Hirakram leading from Boskov. Toby in third. Oh, he has made another mistake. Dylan is all over the rear end of him. Could end first, second, third here like it did in race 1 if Dylan can get the move on Toby. Obi-Wan managing to pick himself up a penalty, holding on to 5th position at the minute. Whoa! Almost ruining his own race there, sideways into the Andretti hairpin. Holding 5th though. Get off the grass, get off the sand, Obi-Wan. Another 4.5 seconds down to Mental Nev. Still got Don chasing him down though. Just 0.6 of a second back. Almost lost his penalty. Vishko 1.6 seconds down in 8th. No threat from behind. 7.4 seconds. Oh, apologies. Oh yes, it is. 7.5 seconds back to Manny. Mocking Weeks another 1.4 seconds back from him in 10th. JPH 4.4 back in 11th. Fat Pickles, unfortunately. You had another set of tyres on there, Fat Pickles. 44.5 seconds down at the minute, and penalties to lose. Hirakram then at 6.5 seconds. Comes around that final turn to start the last lap of the race. Boskov then second. Toby still under threat from Dylan. Oh, this is going to be a good run down to turn 1. 30 seconds remaining on the race clock. Dylan looking to run around the outside of Toby here. Side by side through there. Toby holds on to it for now. Dylan looking dangerous in the Ferrari though, all over the back end of that third place driver. This is last lap, like I say, so it's now or never for Dylan. Oh, another wheel on the sand there for Toby. He's got to be careful. Nearly lost it early on with that. Dylan then all over the back end of the Toyota as they run up the hill. Can he make the move? Toby swings himself over to the left-hand side of the track, which is the defensive line. Or runs it a little bit wide, kicks up some dust, but nowhere for Dylan to go at the minute. Piling the pressure on as they run up the hill to the corkscrew. Defensive positions again for Toby. Now, can Dylan get a good run out? Difficult place to overtake, really, between now and... okay, let's get ourselves on board with the race leader. Hirakram coming across the line to take the win in race 2 as well. Boskov coming home to take second in race 2 as well. Great bit of driving from both. Toby looking like he's going to hang on to this third by the skin of his teeth. Yes, he is. Takes third, then Dylan has to hang on to 4th position. But great race nonetheless. Obi-Wan takes 5th. Mental Nev, just takes 6th. Don 7th. Vishko in 8th. Manny, a little bit of a penalty to lose. Is that going to give Mockin the position? So Manny takes 9th. Mockin takes 10th. Not quite close enough. JPH comes home 11th. Fat Picklesbro already crossed the line for 12th. And yeah, lost GT Delhi B early on in that one, unfortunately. Unfortunately, Chris, I think that was your mate Boskov, the offending driver in that one. Tiny bit of a tap on the exit of the Andretti hairpin. Pushed Delhi B out onto the sand, and yeah, he didn't sort of stop and give the place back or anything like that. He might not have known he's done it, but you know, that's down to the stewards. But it did look like a bit of contact between Boskov and Delhi B for that one. It's unfortunate because everyone had a great race 1. I was hoping for similar action in race 2. Again, some great racing there. Hirakram taking the win. Boskov 2nd. Toby 3rd. Dylan, unfortunately, not able to grab that 3rd right at the end, so he takes 4th. No problem, Sean. No problem at all. Yeah, no problem, Crease. No problem. Boskov as well. No problem. So yes, that was week 2, or rounds 3 and 4 of MRC's GTTCC. Back next week, same time, same place for week 3, or rounds 5 and 6. I myself am back on Monday night at 8:30 for Tanso Racing Chewit Racing Mini Cooper Cup, hosted by Tanso. That's at 8:30 on Monday. Wednesday at 8:30 we've got the Team Oliver Racing GR3 League, hosted by MRC as well. Again, 8:30 on Wednesday. 9 o'clock Thursday, the P1 boys are back with the Audi TT League. And then same time, same place next week, 9 o'clock Friday night for following rounds of the GTTCC. If you want to help my channel out, get yourselves over to buymeacoffee.com/dartsmoker. Drop a donation on there if you want. If you actually want something for your money rather than just giving me it, then for the similar sort of donation, you can get a pair of stickers, about £3. The donation on Buy Me a Coffee is $5 or something, so whatever that works out to in English money. But stickers are £3 for a pair, free postage, and then I've got t-shirts as well. They're £22 plus free postage and 1 free sticker of your choice. So hit me up on the Facebook page, or send me a message at dartsmoker@googlemail.com if you want any of those, and I'll get those out to you ASAP. But yes, that's pretty much going to be it for tonight. I hope you've liked what you watched. If you have, give it a like, comment, subscribe, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dartsmoker. I'm out of here.
Yeah.